Hi, this is a short video to explain my concept which I submitted as a part of the contest at Element 14 in conjunction with Worth Electronics for Beyond the Phone Challenge. Okay, so it's been called a lot of things, so I want to get a few things cleared up. I don't have much of an update as far as the last 2 weeks is concerned. I ordered some stuff from the Element 14 website, but I'm still waiting delivery, and well, things have gotten just stuck up. I'm not blaming Element 14, but I have a couple of things that I need before I can proceed, so it's kind of stuck. And besides that, I really am lacking some time on my own as well, so that's one of the reasons I don't have much of an update. So I'm just doing this video to fill the gap in the last 2 weeks, as I'm not giving any updates. So the first thing, what is my concept all about? Well, the problem came to me from somebody who said that we're transporting perishable goods like flowers or fruits from one continent to the other continent, and at the delivery end somebody says that, you know what, you sent us fresh flowers, we received rotten flowers, and you have to pay for destroying them now because they're a biohazard and they're just waste. And so instead of making money, the guy is losing money. But he says, you know what, there's somebody out there who is telling me that those flowers are rotten, and half of the people are telling me, you know what, everything was fine, he just lied to you and you're out of money just because of that. He just scammed you. So this is basically a concept that says I'm going to monitor my material that's going from point A to point B, from one continent to the other continent. I'm going to monitor the temperature, the breakage, and everything along with it. So all of that stuff is going to be monitored by one crate, one system, and at the end of the delivery, when somebody opens that crate up, I should have a log of whatever happened. So really, there are bypasses to every system. This has some own problems of its own, but it's a basic design, and I thought that using wireless power would be a good option. The reason for me to use wireless power, wireless charging solution, was because I always thought that if I put an electronic system into the box or into a crate or anything, then it could be fiddled around with. But if the whole electronic system is part of the box, for example, if it's embedded into the walls of the box or the crate, in that case you can't really fiddle around with it because you don't know where the electronics are. So that's where wireless charging comes into play. So let me just explain what I'm trying to do. The entire electronic system is going to consist of the two parts. One is going to be the slave system that's going to be in part of the crate. This is going to be part of the box, which is going to carry the perishable materials, and the other system is basically the master system. It may be another box which is containing perishable materials, or it may be a wall mount system, which is basically part of the cargo ship system, or however. I'm not really clear on that, but I've basically divided it into two parts. The reason is that to make the whole system a little bit cheaper, and I'll tell you how. So my slave crate is basically having some temperature sensor, an accelerometer, for example, to check for shocks, and humidity sensors to check whether some liquid failsafe happened or something. The sensor data is basically captured by the MSP430. Now, the reason for me to choose MSP430 was, first of all, I'm going to do a lot of stuff on 3.3 volts. I don't need to level convert. The second thing is I got this free of cost from Element 14 as a part of a previous road test. So, and since this is sponsored by Texas Instruments, so I want to thank Texas Instruments, and I wanted to use all Texas Instruments parts, as many of the electronic parts are sourced from Texas Instruments. So that was the incentive. The third part is the TI fuel booster pack, which was again part of the road test which I participated in, and I got this free of cost from Element 14. Thank you very much. So this part of the system has already been done and it has been coded. Now the next is the wireless charging solution, which is basically not much. It's just the charging circuit that has been I'm going to be removing the load part, and I'm going to be using this particular charging circuit. I'm not going to be doing a lot of communication systems or all that stuff, but I'm just going to be doing just basic charging. But I'm going to be removing the plastic parts. I've done that once before, just so that I don't damage the coil before I actually get it done. So entirely this is all going to be part of my crate. So my crate is again gonna be having a lid. This is supposed to be my lid. I've left no spacing here, but I'm gonna increase the space. I don't have spacers, nylon spacers right now, so this is gonna be part of the lid system itself. The electronics are gonna be part of the lid system. The charging solution, the MSP430, and the XB radio, as you can see. So this will basically be my communication part for the slave crate. The next part is the master system. Now, the master system is basically, again, a part of the wireless charging solution. I don't have this coil. I don't have this part because I got one part from the Worth kit, so that's about it. I don't have this part. I haven't ordered it. I forgot about it actually, but I'm going to be doing something different for the battery management solution. I was asked this question on the forum as well. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be using a bot out. This is a Lipo Rider Pro from Seed Studios, and I've gotten the battery pack as well as a solar panel. So rather than doing wireless charging from my wireless sit, I'm just gonna experiment with a solar charging system. Well, that's a new thing. Okay, so next is gonna be my Arduino. So I'm gonna be running the Arduino as the master. Why did I choose the Arduino? Well, because I don't have another MSP430 kit. If I did, I would probably use that. Right now I have this Arduino at hand, plus I have, well, the code basically you can run the same code on the Arduino and you can run the same code on the MSP430 because of the Energia IDE, but I'm gonna be using this. The SD card storage, the log storage system, this again, I don't have that particular facility as an external card right now, but I'm going to be doing something about that. I have a general purpose PCB. I'm going to solder something. I'm going to hook up something. Next is my XB radio. Again, the XB radio. I have ordered this part from Element 14, the board, the shield board for this. For transmission of data to the internet, I have a GSM shield. I'm not sure if this is going to be the best idea, but yeah, this is supposed to be what I'm going to be using. The last part is again the GPS module, which I am again waiting delivery on from Element 14. Now the GSM system basically is going to transmit all the way to the internet. So how does it do that? I am gonna say right now that I was trying to get data onto some service such as Apache Bay, which is now something else, and there were some online free Internet of Things logging server systems, but they didn't work for the data I wanted. As an alternative, I have now a Debian Linux system which has a Apache with Apache server, web server with PHP support, and I've written a custom PHP script so that I can use HTTP to basically receive data and to save it onto a SQL server. So essentially I'm logging data over HTTP. I could have used something like REST API or SOAP or something, but really I just wanted some data to be received, and it wasn't that big of a requirement, and I'm really not trying to make this intercompatible with other systems. Besides, I'm not a software guy. I'm an electronics engineer, so I'm just scraping together bits and snippets of PHP script together, and I've gotten it to work. So that's good enough for me. And so I'm going to be using another script somewhere else to basically use the data that's been stored in the SQL server and plot it over something like Google Maps so that I can get a trace of where my container is right now, and to visualize basically the data. So all my data is in a server, which is right now my laptop running VirtualBox, and I can use a web browser to visualize the data. So that's about it. So it'll not only visualize the location data, it'll also visualize graphically the temperature and accelerometer data or whatever data I can get. So that's about the gist of it. The real challenge in this system right now are basically the time constraints. I asked Dr. Defoe if we could actually have an extension on the deadlines, because I don't think I can put together Humpty Dumpty because the parts that were supposed to be dispatched by Element 14 are still in progress. So whenever I get them, I'm gonna get some time to put them together. So that's basically one of the issues. The second issue I really feel is me getting getting the GPRS system to post data to an HTTP server. I am running a DSL connection at my home, so my IP address is going to be continuously changing. I might even migrate from this GSM GPRS system to something like a Wi-Fi. I've actually ordered one of the booster packs for the MSP 430. That's a CC3000. That's a Wi-Fi system. And if I unfortunately I don't have the MSP 430 here, but still I should be able to run the same code for the Arduino and to access it. I've gotten some level converters for that.